Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Welcome back to Westminster, where tomorrow London school children will join others across the UK to demand action over climate change. It's thought the coordinated school strike could become the biggest protest by young people since the student demonstrations against tuition fees 9 years ago. Our Scotland correspondent Kieran Jenkins has been to meet 13-year-old Holly, who's already been protesting for weeks.
This is my school,
right,
and we just stand outside it every Friday morning for an hour.
Right, and is that before school or during school?
During school, my first lesson I missed.
So you're on strike, are you?
Yes.
Every Friday?
Yes.
On a patch of pavement in the shadow of Ben Nevis. This is where 13-year-old Holly has come once a week for the past 6 weeks, instead of attending class.
What do we want? Climate action. When do we want?
Sometimes we do some chanting, and we also have a sign that says beat for climate action, and we count how many beeps we get.
All around us here is the natural world, which Holly says is far more important than her Friday morning drama lesson.
What do you say to people who say that the place for school children, not out here, it's in there, inside the school?
I would say, what's the point in studying for a future that soon may not exist anymore if our government doesn't do something about the biggest issue of our time, climate change?
Which is your favourite?
I think my favourite's this one, Our Planet is Being Murdered.
Glasgow, it's third.
Tomorrow, Holly will go on strike for the 7th time as pupils in schools across the UK walk out. It may be one of the biggest coordinated youth protests in almost a decade.
So I'm at Holly Wildchild on Twitter, and I'm a 13-year-old conservationist, climate/environmental activist, campaigner and writer.
School children are organising online, developing international networks.
I know a girl who strikes in Holland, and then there's some girls in America.
I want you to panic.
And this is their inspiration. Swedish 16-year-old Greta Thunberg has forced her way into the global debate.
We are on school strike for the climate. Every Friday we will sit outside the Swedish parliament until Sweden is in line with the Paris Agreement.
One teenager's strike action has spiralled into a movement of thousands of school children. Belgium, there was even a high-level resignation. The Environment Minister stood down for claiming the protests were a setup directed by unknown powers.
This movement is entirely youth-led. This is just young people wanting to stand up for our planet. The decisions that our government makes right now is going to affect our entire lives, and if we don't do anything, then we're going to have to put up with the mess that they've created.
By 2050, the Scottish Government wants to reduce carbon emissions by 90%. The UK Government is exploring if it can get to net zero emissions by then. Holly isn't impressed.
What would you give the Prime Minister out of 10, do you think, if you were giving her a school report?
1.5. People should stop driving so much and use public transport more. People need to stop eating so much meat and dairy. In school, lots of people don't understand, and sometimes they get a bit teased and mocked with some chants we've been doing. But I don't really feel alone because I know what other people are doing, and it's very inspiring.
The Highland Council says it can't sanction unauthorised absences no matter how well intentioned. But Holly hopes her actions will test the UK government's resolve.
I think we need lots more children striking before they start taking notice of us, because they can ignore 500 students skipping school regularly, but they can't ignore, say, 2,000 students that are missing school.
So tomorrow, Holly will go to school and walk straight back out, and she has no plans to stop.
I've been